My name's Claudia Hammond and I'm a presenter on BBC Radio 4 and I present programmes about psychology and neuroscience, and I'm really fascinated by the brain. I've written the book Time Warped because the brain is really extraordinary when it comes to time, and we have this perception of time passing, we have this idea of an experience of time, and yet it so often goes wrong and gets warped, and it's because of the way that we actively construct this own experience of time in our minds. So everyone will have had the experience of time just whizzing by, that you're having fun and you're at a party or something and suddenly it's the end of the evening already and you absolutely can't believe it. Or you might have had the experience of something really terrifying happening, like, you know, I was in a car accident and time really slowed down. I mean, that accident must have taken me, I don't know, 20 seconds or something like that, but it felt like forever, and I thought about so many different things in that time. It just seemed to absolutely stretch forever. So what I'm looking at in the book is how it is that time warps, what it is about it that makes it be able to just change like this. So you can be on holiday and the holiday seems to go fast at the time, and then you look back and it feels like you were away ages and ages. It's sort of filled up with more memories than you'd expect for that time. The book is packed with all sorts of stories about the really weird ways that people have found to investigate time. Like there's the man who noticed that when his wife had flu and had a temperature, every time he left the room, she said he'd been away for ages. So he made his poor, very patient wife loads of times estimate how fast a minute took to pass, and he found that the higher her temperature was, the more time slowed down for her. And then one of my big favourites is the French potholer, who decided he would spend 2 months underground in this freezing cold ice cave, and he had a really horrible time down there because his mattress was all soggy and he was always freezing, and most of the time he just sort of took to his bed and became very miserable, and his only friend was this little pet spider that he caught and he put in a box. He completely miscalculated the time and they came to get him, and he was convinced he had another 25 days to go. But he carried on liking this forever, and he carried on with doing his potholing expeditions and carrying on looking at time. So he celebrated the millennium underground, and like any good Frenchman, he took with him foie gras and champagne, and he went underground and he got things wrong again. So he actually celebrated the millennium 3 days later than the rest of us. So I bring together the latest neuroscience and psychology to work out why it is that the brain does this, how it is that the brain measures time. You know, we've got eyes for seeing, we've got, you know, a nose for smelling, but there is no specific sense organ that senses time, yet we all know what time feels like.